And this can be tricky a lot of times for even people that grew up speaking English, but they're just illiterate. And it breaks your heart when you're in there and you're having a conversation with them, but they just cannot write. But it is part of the test. And again, just like the old test, they have to write 1 out of 3 of the items correctly. You know, spelling, capitalization, and punctuation that doesn't, errors that don't interfere with the meaning, we're not going to fail them for that. I actually had somebody spell precedent like before, you know, had something happen before. But they know the word, they know what they're doing. So it's, you know, if they can get close enough that we understand that they know what the words are and, you know, phonetically speaking, that they understand. And that it has the same general meaning. If they write nothing, obviously that's a fail. If they write a couple words and then they can't get through the rest, that's a fail. Or if I can't read it at all, if they write a different sentence, which you might giggle, but people do that. They've got one thing memorized and they're just hoping that that is what that is that I'm asking them. And they'll start writing a completely different sentence. Or if the sentence doesn't. You know, basically we're looking, do you understand the meaning of the question and are you getting close enough that, you know, that you're passing the test. And with numbers, they can write the digits or they can spell out the number. They don't have to spell the number.
That's a question.
Sure.
Do you just read it one time? Or can you
Usually, we can repeat it. I mean, to a point, you know, we're not going to sit there for 5 minutes hoping, but, you know, we'll definitely repeat it a couple of times, especially because if you're like me, when I'm nervous, I just completely blank out and I have no idea what you just said to me. So but we're not going to repeat it 10 times and, you know, so, because chances are they're not going to get it after that anyway, but it's not a one-time shot.
Can you give an example?
Well, they're not public, but take a look at those vocabulary lists, because the vocabulary is public, so you might just work with your clients, make up sentences using those lists, and then have them practice that. So then at least they'll be familiar with writing the words and hearing the words.
So you say a sentence and then they write it?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
you don't ask a question, they write the response?
Exactly. So I would say, I drove here in a car today. And then they have to write, I drove here in a car today.